Oh God, it's Monday morning. It's Monday the 12th of December, day 12 of the World of Tanks Advent calendar offers. Well, I say offers, they've not really been offers, have they? Sell-off of tanks, should we say. So today, in the calendar, you can buy the M56 Scorpion, the American Tier 7 tank destroyer. Again, it's like all the tanks they seem to be selling this year in the Advent calendar. It's a less common tank. I'm not going to say completely rare, because you do see these quite a lot on the battlefield. It was very popular when it was sold, and it's been sold a couple of times, but you can't buy it in the shop as normal. You have to wait until it's offered at some special occasion. So this is one of those special occasions. So if you want a TD to help train your American TD crews, then this may be the one for you if you haven't already got it. We've also got another bit of the token. Let's have a look at this. So 2 and M are the third sets of the code that will, on the 24th of December, when the last one comes in, will allow us to get something for free. Don't know what it is. We'll see when that happens. Anyway, let's have a look at the Scorpion itself. The package is available. You can buy it two ways. You can buy it single, so just the tank on its own, with a garage slot for £17.18 or €20.45. Not bad at all. I think for a Tier 7 TD, that's a good price. Or there's a package. Of course there's a package. This is Wargaming. Oh, wrong one. Sorry. There we go. So the package is the tank plus a garage slot, 5,850 gold, 15 of those missions of ×5 XP for a victory. So the way they work is that once you have done your ×2 or ×3 for the day, any subsequent victories that day in that tank, but only that tank, will gain you ×5 experience, which is a massive bonus. So you'll get that 15 times, and it's a good way. I think you have to come in the top 10 for it to work. So if you have a really lousy round, it doesn't even count. I think that's right. But that's a good way of building up your experience very, very rapidly. You also get 10 personal reserves of plus 100% crew experience for 2 hours. So that works on all tanks that you happen to be running in those 2 hours. So there you go. That's the offer. Is it any good, the Scorpion? So you ask 15 people, or 10 people, what they think about any tank, and a whole load of them will say, yeah, we love it, and then other people will say, oh, it's a god-awful, terrible tank, and then others will say, I don't know, I've never used it. So my opinion of the M56 Scorpion, I really enjoy it. It's one of my favourite TDs in the game. It's not massively powerful, but it's got a certain charm about it. It is a super lightweight. This thing was designed as an airborne support tank, so it was designed to be dropped or flown in with the airborne troops. So consequently, it's incredibly light. It's incredibly badly armoured. I mean, in fact, it has no armour. I think it has the lowest amount of armour any vehicle in the game. But it has a very nice gun, and it's very small, and it's quite easy to conceal. So it has 820 hit points, which actually isn't terrible for a Tier 7, especially for a little tank like this. As the commander, gunner, driver and loader, so it's a 4-man crew, which fits quite well. I think, as memory serves, the turreted American TDs have a radio man, so that doesn't work with this layout, but you can train up the other 4 members of the crew in this thing. It has an engine of 200 horsepower, but since it only weighs 7 tons, it actually has a reasonable speed. It can do 45 forward and 17 backwards. has a 40 degrees per second traverse, which is excellent, excuse me. And its power ratio is 28.01, which is very, very good. So it's pretty good. It gets moving very, very quickly. Now, one of the problems with this is it seems to get to its 45 top speed and should really go faster, but they've obviously speed limited it at 45, which is a bit of a shame, really. I wish it could go even quicker. But it's a nimble little thing. It means you can redeploy it, and that's a good thing, because when you have a tank that has 1 millimeters of armor all the way around, yep, 1, you have to be able to move around and redeploy and get into a different position where you're a little bit safer. And so it has the mobility, but it has 0 armor. Well, not 0, it has 1. We just established that. The gun is an excellent one. It's a 90mm anti-tank gun. It has a really whopping 219 penetration with a standard round. Remember, this is tier 7, so 219 is extremely good. And with APCR rounds, that goes up to 275. Only 45 with HE. Average damage of 240 and 320, so that's pretty good. 7.69 rounds per minute, so it's reasonably fast firing. 0.33 dispersion is very good. 1.9 aim time is excellent. Now, the dispersion on the move got a buff, and all dispersion of when you traverse the turret got a buff as well. So it's very, very good gun platform, and that's effectively what this thing is. Gun traverse speed of 12 degrees. The turret, if you can call it that, does traverse, but it doesn't go all the way around. It has an arc of, does it tell me here? Can't see it. It traverses about 45 degrees, something like that, something in that kind of order. Oh, gun arc here, 60 degrees, yeah, 60 degrees. So it doesn't go all the way around. It goes quite a long way around, which is quite good for a TD. It'd be nice if it went all the way around, but it doesn't. It has a gun depression of -10, which is very good, and elevation of +15, which isn't so good. Ammo capacity of 43, which is a little on the low side, but it's okay, it's manageable. View range is 350, which is very good. Signal range 500. So let's have a look at what they say on the wiki page about pros and cons. Pros: very small size and great camo values. Well, you know, a tank of that size with that sort of amount of armor, it needs something, and what it has is its camo, so it's a really good stealthy tank. So if you've got a crew with lots of camo as one of their skills, this thing will be able to hide for a long, long time. Now, you can't rely on that, clearly, but you do. You'll probably get a couple of shots off before you get spotted, so you know that's a really good thing. Good accuracy for an American gun, also good aim time. Yeah, American guns aren't known for that, but this one is. It's a very, very accurate gun, very good gun. Good gun depression and wide gun arc. Yep. Acceptable top speed and great acceleration. That's very true. It just feels it could do with being able to go a little bit quicker, actually. It gets to that 45 very rapidly, and then of course it won't go any faster. Very high penetration, both with AP and heat round. Oh, it's not APCR, it's heat, sorry. Apologies, I forget. So yeah, 200 plus penetration is very good on a tier 7 TD. Cons: worst armor values in the game. HE and ramming are the bane of this vehicle. Well, 111 is its armor value, and this is a tank that when everyone starts off at the beginning of the game, and you know there's usually that sort of melee of tanks turning left, right and centre and running into each other. You do not want to get run into in this thing. I have seen tanks lose pretty much all their health by being ran into at the beginning of the game by their team just sort of heading off in all different directions and accidentally hitting them. If you just scratch up against the sides of a heavy tank in this thing, you will lose health. It's that thin, it's that light. Yeah, and any shells that hit you tend to do a lot of damage to your tank because you just have no armor. As I said, it's not the best crew trainer. They say bad, but I don't think it's bad. It doesn't have radio man, which is a bit of a bummer. So the 4-man crew is not ideal, but it's still it still does the rest of them pretty well. Tightly packed crew and modules easily destroyed with HE shells. Yeah, well, like all these sort of lightweight tanks, small lightweight tanks, when you get hit you will often lose modules and crew damage. I also find the gun gets knocked out a lot. So I think it's one of those tanks that if you can afford to, it's worth thinking about carrying 2 repair kits, a standard repair kit and a super one, a big one, because chances are you will need them. However, I've had fires in it as well, so that can be a bit risky. I think I use a large repair kit, I think I use large repair kit, small first aid kit and an automatic fire extinguisher. I think that's the way I go with it, because you will suffer module damage and you will suffer crew damage in this when you get hit. Terrible gun traverse speed. Yeah, I could do with that being boosted a bit. I can't remember what that was. Didn't shout that one out, did I? Gun traverse speed 12 degrees per second. Yeah, very, very bad. And low alpha damage 240. Yeah, it's only a tier 7, so but it'd be nice if it was a little bit higher. So anyway, that is your advent calendar offer today. Worth it. I like my Scorpion. I know a lot of people who own it, I've seen a lot of people who absolutely adore it, but I think unless you're a TD specialist and you really enjoy your TDs and you know how to handle a vehicle with 0 armour, I wouldn't recommend it for the complete novices, that's for sure. But if you enjoy your TDs and you don't mind tanks with no armour at all, it's a fun one. And for, what was it, £17, I've forgotten already how much it was to pay. So £17, yeah, here we go. £17.18. That's not a bad price for a tier 7 TD, but it is a novelty thing. And as I said, it's not the best at training a crew, so it's kind of more for the lulz you get it than anything else. But anyway, that's your day 12 offer. Let me know what you think about the Scorpion and all the other offers. I think personally the offers so far have been fairly disappointing. Last year, I seem to remember, we actually had some discounts on things. Standard tanks that had, or standard premiums that had discounts. We had premium time discounted, that sort of thing. This year they seem to have just focused on the supposedly rare or unusual tanks that you can't normally buy, and the deals aren't particularly good. So unless you happen to really want these tanks, they've not really been great in my opinion. Now we've still got a week left, but yeah, not been good so far in my book. But anyway, let me know what you think down below, and if you enjoyed this video and found it useful, click like. If you didn't, click like, and if you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you again. Thanks for watching. Enjoy your games, have fun. Remember, it's just a game. Try not to take it too seriously. And this is Gamer Dom signing out.